Welcome to this week's episode of Biz Success in 15, where top experts share hot tips and strategies that you can implement in as little as 15 minutes to build your dream business. And now here's your host, the Visibility Wiz, Cindy J.
Hi, I'm Cindy J, the Visibility Wiz, and welcome to this episode of Biz Success in 15, where top experts are going to share hot tips and strategies that you can implement in 15 minutes or less. Today, our guest is Jackie Lapin. She is a leader in helping transformational leaders, authors, practitioners, speakers, and messengers connect with their next followers around the globe. Her most recent offering is Speakertunity, the twice-monthly transformational speaker leads tip sheet, providing speakers with the direct contacts to book themselves on stages across North America. Welcome, Jackie. It's a pleasure to have you.
I'm delighted to be here, Cindy. This is going to be fun.
Fun. I love fun. Yes, thank you. And to begin with, can you share either a personal or business challenge that you had to overcome in order to achieve your level of success?
Well, I think one of the most important thing is learning how not to be risk averse. Too many of us, especially women, recoil from the idea of putting ourselves out there and just going out on a limb to see if something's going to work. Now, I'm not saying you should make the uncalculated risk, but if you have done the calculations and it looks like you really have a good shot, you really have to go for it. So that's one of the things that I learned to do.
Yes, I love that. And it's so important. Otherwise, if you don't take that risk, you don't make that choice, you're going to stay stuck for a very long time or forever. And the only thing keeping you stuck is that lack of decisiveness.
Exactly. You bet.
And I know that in Speakertunity, you help people find speaking gigs, and a lot of this is speaking gigs online. So can you share with our listeners what some of the benefits of speaking online is?
Well, I think partly, obviously, you don't have to leave home. But two, a lot of times the opportunities are to reach a larger audience than you would normally get if you're even on a stage. You can reach hundreds of thousands if you're on a big podcast or a radio show. And if you're with a virtual summit, the other real benefit is you're going to be doing list building. So you're going to grow your list at the same time that you're talking to people and maybe even sell a product as part of that. So I really believe that online as well as offline speaking are powerful tools, and you need to pair them up together. You need to do all three in order to really maximize your visibility.
Mm-hmm. And I know you've heard me speak before. I actually started speaking online simply because I'm in the middle of nowhere. So to anybody, if you're in the middle of nowhere, speaking online can really boost your visibility and boost your business really quick. So I wanted to add that tidbit there. And Jackie, can you give us 4 ways to find speaking gigs so that you can fill up your calendar?
Absolutely. Well, Google is your friend. And so that's how we find them for Speakertunity. So you get online and you Google the kinds of meeting that you want, like women's networking plus your city or your city, or business networking, or moms groups, or whatever it might be that you are looking to do to connect with. And you're going to find all kinds of resources. Another one is LinkedIn. If you're looking more for a corporate kind of environment, then you're going to go to LinkedIn and you're going to actually use hashtags to find the kinds of people that you want. It might be meeting plannings, might be conference planners, or meeting organizers, conference organizers. You can use a bunch of different keywords, and the kinds of people that you want to find are going to be popping up. Another one is Meetup. A lot of times people think that Meetup is really an opportunity just to kind of gather for social things. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of even bricks and mortar meetings advertise or promote their meetings on Meetup. So you can find a lot of really, really good meetings at Meetup. Now, if you want to go to events of a larger stature, there's something called Events in America. If you go to Events in America, you're going to find different groupings of meetings by either region or by subject matter. And you can go to those and find out who the organizer is and pitch yourself. So those are 4 simple and easy ways to find speaking engagements.
I love them. I never would have thought of the LinkedIn one. So that's a great tip.
Great. Yeah, lots of people use it.
Yeah, and it makes total sense. Once you said it, I was like, duh. There's so many things that we know, and then once we hear it, it's like these light bulbs go off in our head. And what does somebody need in order to even get booked on a radio show or a podcast?
Well, you need a really compelling pitch letter that states why you will be of value to the audience. And it needs to make it really plain, and it needs to be really fun or interesting. It needs to draw the reader in. And the headline has to be powerful, the subject line has to be powerful, and the lead paragraph has to be powerful, because these hosts and producers don't have a lot of time. And if they're not interested, it goes off right away. So it needs to focus in on how powerful you are and what you're going to bring to the audience to make them say yes to have you on the air.
When somebody is starting to look to get booked, I know there's different types of sheets and things that people should have in place. So your pitch letter, which is different than your speaker sheet, which is different than your media kit. Can you explain the difference between those 3?
Absolutely. Your speaker one sheet is what you attach to the email when you're proposing yourself as a speaker to a speaker booker. And it's really a valuable resource. You need to have one of those if you're going to be doing on-site speaking. For radio and podcasts, you need the pitch letter to get you booked. And then you need the media kit once you are booked to make sure that the host knows the information to promote about you. And you should be giving the questions that you want to be asked as well. And these days, most interviews are about an hour, so you want to have at least 20 questions in it so that you can get as many in before the end of the hour. Or if it's a shorter interview, they'll only ask for the first 5 or 6. But you want to lead them down the path. So by giving them a great media kit, that helps do that.
Right. And even with the media kit, I know I love it whenever people have their media kits ready. So it has the questions. And then also I notice like a lot of them will have different titles, or they'll even have different titles with different questions, and typically always a good headshot. Is there anything else that really needs to be included in there?
If you have a very long bio, which has to be in there, then you want to shorten it up as an on-air introduction, so that they are not trying to sift through your bio and determine what it is that they should say about you. Don't leave it up to the host.
Okay. And you being the expert, what do you think is a good size for the little short bio?
4 to 5 paragraphs, no more.
For a short bio?
For the short bio, they read of you when they're introducing you on the air. If you want a little short bio that they use to put online, you can give them a paragraph or 2.
Okay. You said 4 or 5 paragraphs. Did you mean 4 or 5 sentences?
No, I mean paragraphs.
So whenever somebody introduces you on a lot of the radio shows, then it is usually a pretty long bio. Yeah,
especially on radio, because they really want to introduce who it is that they're talking to. And you want to frame the interview. And podcasters sometimes shorten it up a lot. But it gives them the opportunity to really delve into why you're on their show.
Mm-hmm. And I know I usually shorten them up to like 3 or 4 sentences, because the podcast is typically 15 to 25 minutes. So I want the short bio, and then I have your long bio on your speaker page. So whenever somebody is creating even their media kit, it seems like to cover all bases, they should have that super short intro, then a longer one, and, sort of mix it up. So allow the person that's conducting the interview to choose which one they want.
Yeah, that would make very, very good sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other tips or tricks about the speaker sheets, the media kits, the pitch letters?
Make sure you put your social media connections in, because they inevitably will want those.
Okay. And what makes virtual summits, first of all, some people may not actually understand what a virtual summit is. So if you want to explain what a virtual summit is, why people want to be on virtual summits, and how to make the virtual summit host fall in love with you.
Well, you know that many times they're called telesummits. But these days, they've gone online, so they're visuals as well. So we call them virtual summit. That kind of encompasses all of that, and that's where a host gets together and brings multiple people with subject matter information in that specific genre together for a period long, might be a few days, might be a month, worth of information available to the public, usually free initially. And it's very collaborative because all of the parties involved are asked to actually promote it to their marketplace. And so what that does is that if you're one of the guest presenters on a virtual summit, you're going to get the benefit of having people come and listen to you, or perhaps sign on to your free opt-in gift that you would never have come in contact with before because they're coming in from other people's lists. Mm-hmm. So it's a real powerful list building tool. Plus you can also promote your book or your programs and do a free giveaway. So all of those things are potentially, depending on who the host is and what it is that they're offering, but they are, they continue to go apace and people find them of value. And I think that they're an important integral part of somebody's marketing program if they have a message to deliver and they're trying to build an audience. So, and so what makes a virtual host love you is when you are a good partner and you do the mail outs that you're required to do, that you come to the party with a great free opt-in that's going to be irresistible and that everybody wants, that you're a very powerful presenter. You know your material, you know how to deliver it, but you're also a good listener and you are an excellent collaborator. You work with that host to build something of value and you are flexible to fit into that host's needs and desires. I think those are the factors that are going to make you a great virtual summit guest presenter.
And I know as far as Speakertunity too, one of the things that you offer is for people to find the summits to speak on that match their niche. When I was first starting out, I know one of the hardest things was all these hosts seemed to want somebody that already had 5,000 people on their list. And because I was just beginning, I didn't have that yet. So what do you tell these people? How can they break out of that and get the hosts to have them?
Well, there's a couple of things. One, on Speakertunity, we include a variety. Some are don't state the number of lists that they require. Some are looking for 2,000, some are looking for more. But to really do that, you should participate in a lot of giveaways. You should join joint venture programs, go out and find joint venture partners, start building your list so that you can qualify for more for them. And I actually do a training program where we actually teach people to do that in our virtual summit training program and give you lots of contacts to do that. So those are different ways. And the good part about it is that some of these summits are going all year round and they don't have list qualifications. So that's a real nice way to at least break into those initially.
Mm-hmm. A year? What do you mean they go year round, the summits? I've never heard of that. So
we have people that basically that actually do summits all year round, either quarterly or it's more like it's like a radio show or podcast, but they consider it a summit, but it's consistent. And so there's lots of different ways to sort of get in at the ground level on some of those.
Yeah, because I've seen, quite a few that like every once a year they do it, such as the Rocking Online Visibility Summit that I hosted that just ended. I plan on making this a yearly event. So that, I've heard of yearly, but yeah, that's what I was thinking. If it was like consistent, it would be more like a podcast that comes out every week or something. So,
right.
Okay, very, very interesting. So I know there's lots of great stuff there. And Jackie, can you share a strategy that our listeners can implement in 15 minutes or less to grow their business?
Identify a local speaking opportunity whatever that might be, a meeting, a Unity or Centers for Spiritual Living, a venue like a SCORE or some other business enterprise organization, and commit to actually putting together and sending your speaker one sheet, one of those every day. So every day you're outreaching to one different organization and then doing the follow-up phone call to the one you did the day before. That should take you only 15 minutes if you have your materials put together, and then you can just blast them out.
That's really a great tip, and definitely a way to really explode your visibility and credibility through speaking. Absolutely. It's all about consistency. And I know, Jackie, that you have a wonderful gift for our community. So can you share a little bit about it?
Well, we would love to give people a taste of Speakertunity. So we're going to give a 1-month free offer that you can come in and try Speakertunity Speaker Leads, which is where we give you the local speaking opportunities around the country and some national. And then we give you Speakertunity Radio Insider, which has 25 radio shows and podcasts, and then Speakertunity Summits, which the first of the month will tell you about summits with open guest presenter seats. You get to try all that for a month free, and that's over $105 value because each of those is $35 a month. So we would love to invite people to come and explore what that's like.
It's a wonderful, wonderful gift, and thank you very much for sharing that. And to our listeners, you definitely want to head on over to bizsuccessin15.com/Jackie, Jackie, all lowercase, and grab your free month of Speakertunity so that you can start getting booked. And, speaking is the best way and the quickest way to increase your visibility and to increase your credibility. This is what is going to help you get known as the go-to expert in your field. So be sure to go grab Speakertunity and start rocking your speaking opportunities. You'll also be able to re-listen to Jackie's great words of wisdom and pick up on anything that you might have missed during the call. And Jackie, do you have any parting words for our listeners?
Don't hide your light under a bushel. You have much to give, and you actually are not doing a service to the world if you hold it back. You need to get out there and deliver it and be the blessing that the world needs.
Yes, I love that. Thank you very much. And again, Jackie, thank you for being my guest today. It's been a pleasure.
I'm thrilled to be here anytime, Cindy. I'm here to support you.
Thank you. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed today's show, feel free to share it with your friends and your colleagues. Definitely anybody that's building a business needs to get out there and speak, whether it be online or in person. And Jackie's program is absolutely wonderful to help you get out there. And visit bizsuccessin15.com/Jackie, where you're going to find any links from today's show, relist to Jackie's words of wisdom, download it, and catch up on any past episodes from other top experts that you might have missed. So with that, I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Biz Success in 15. For all links mentioned in today's show and to watch or listen to previous episodes, visit bizsuccessin15.com. Thanks so much for listening, and be sure to tune in next week for another amazing guest.